Today I'm going to help you think about one less thing when it comes to kiln shelf protection and show you how to make kiln cookies. When it comes to protecting your kiln shelves, cookies, also known as patties, are your best line of defense. Not only did the cookie do its job, but it was able to save my berry bowl with a little bit of grinding. I'll be giving you tips on making a good cookie that lasts a long time so you don't have to waste your time or clay making them as often. Let's make some cookies. Everything you need to make cookies I have listed down below for you in the show notes. Just like anything else you make with clay, your cookie clay needs to be wedged also. You want to make sure you have no bubbles and the consistency is even throughout. I have a wedging video for 3 different ways to wedge. I left a link for you in the description below. You want to work with 2 pounds of clay at a time. The type of clay you use plays an important part in how long your cookies will last. You will need a high fire clay. Cone 10 is best because it will last through many fires, unless of course you fire at cone 10 all the time. You will also need a clay with heavy grog. This also helps with the longevity and shrinkage rate. You don't want to make cookies that are this big and then they end up this big. Now flatten out your clay a little bit. You want to flatten your clay out to 1/3 of an inch thick. Then you'll need 2 1/4-inch pieces of wood. I found these rulers work really well. You don't want to go less than 1/4 of an inch because the cookies won't last as long. 1/4 of an inch works the best. Place your pieces of wood on each side of your clay, and you want to make sure that your rolling pin won't roll off on each side. Once you get the distance that you want to keep your rulers in place, or wood pieces. I found that using these C-clamps works really well. Want to take some cornstarch and sprinkle it lightly. You don't want too much so your clay doesn't stick to your surface. Just a little works fine. It's important to put some on your rolling pin also because it's going to stick and it'll start rolling your clay up with the pin. So it's important to put a little bit on your rolling pin also. That should do it. Now start rolling out your clay. Little by little. And my rulers stay in place on each side. Now you can't make cookies without cookie cutters. I have different size cookie cutters for different size pieces of pottery. Now I don't have any that are bigger than this, but if you need to have bigger cookies, lids work really good also. We'll start out with a small one. And before you use the cookie cutter, put a little cornstarch on it, not too much. And start making your cookies. Perfect. I'll go a little bigger here. If you like what you see, hit the like button or share with a friend that wants to make cookies too. I'll go bigger here. See, if I didn't use the cornstarch, it would have been sticking even more. And there's room for one more cookie. You can use a wear board, which is a piece of wood or a piece of drywall. I like to use the drywall. It cuts really easy, and mine are 12 inches by 16 inches, which is really nice, convenient size to use. Take your wear board and place a piece of newspaper on it. Then place your cookies on the newspaper. Take the extra clay and place it in a bag until you collect a little more clay, then wedge it out and reuse it. Let's make some more cookies really quick. Great. Once you've filled up your wear board, place another piece of newspaper on the top. And place a wear board on top. And start another layer of cookies. See how that sticks? Make sure and just put a little more cornstarch on. Now you can re-wedge these scraps and roll this clay out again. Place a newspaper over. And another wear board on top. And continue the process until you run out of clay. Just like cookies, you want to make them in batches. When you're finished, take a few wear boards and place them on top of the stack of cookies that you have. This helps keep the clay from warping as it dries. Now, set it aside and check every few days to see if they're dry. Now, keep in mind the drying time depends on the climate you live in. Once they're dry, stack them together and bisque them. You can put them just like this in the kiln, and you can use them over and over again. This one I've used many times. You want your cookies to be bigger than your piece. If the glaze does drip, it'll drip on the cookie and not your kiln shelf. When you get a crack, it's time to toss the cookie. This is a great example of how the cookie saved my kiln shelf. And it also saved my berry bowl. I have a video on that you can check out anytime. I left a link for you in the description below. You watching my other videos supports this channel and helps me to make more videos like this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a potter friend. And hit the bell icon to get notified whenever a new video comes out. You can also go to Pottery Crafters, where I have an article on protecting your kiln shelf. I left a link for you in the description below. To get more information about kilns, head on over to this beginner kiln question video or kiln loading basics video. If you do, I get to play with more clay. Let's stay dirty